Hi everybody, it's Allie with Reality, and this is my third attempt at filming this, so hopefully third time's a charm. But welcome to my 23-week bump date. So this is the first type of documentation that I've done at all, really, aside from an Instagram post, a pretty depressing Instagram post I made a few nights ago. But very excited to just get to share all of basically little Wilhelmina and all of her happenings as of lately. Obviously, she's still inside, so this is more so the happenings that are happening to me due to her happening, I guess. But yeah, first things first, I guess I will tell you guys a little bit about how the first trimester went for me, since, like I said, didn't do any videos, didn't do any photo updates, didn't do quite literally anything due to just everything that's been going on with the world. I would feel very, very sick. It still kind of has carried on till this day. Have really bad morning sickness. With Vladdy, my first pregnancy, I just felt dizzy all the time, and that lasted quite literally until the third trimester. And with Niklaus, my second pregnancy, I had some morning sickness, but I believe, if I'm not mistaken, only like actually threw up like 3 times. And with this one, it has just been, I feel like, a constant. I feel like in the beginning I was always puking or always feeling really sick, and it just wasn't fun, so I didn't really enjoy that. Also, another thing that I thought was kind of peculiar is that this is my 5th pregnancy, but as long as she comes out happy, breathing, and healthy and alive, she will be my 3rd baby. And something that was a consistent with all of my pregnancies up until this point is that I have bled with all of them, which is just really weird. I don't know why. There's no real explanation as to why. Who knows? I'm just lucky, I suppose. But thankfully, with all the other ones, or the other 2, excuse me, it stopped, you know, around about like 9 weeks. It didn't continue after the first 8 weeks, which was nice. A big sigh of relief. But yeah, so aside from that, I guess I will tell you a little bit more of how she's just been doing and growing. At her 20-week anatomy scan, she was measuring to date, except her little belly, it was super big. It was like a few days ahead of schedule, actually. So she got a big old belly, and last time I had checked, she is laying sideways, so her little head was on my left and her little feet were on my right, and she kicks up a storm. Now that I can feel her, because she's heavier and weighs more and just is longer and stronger, I can feel it. But every ultrasound that I've ever gone to, or even when they use the Doppler at my appointments, she'll be like squirming around and hiding, like they'll find her and then she'll like move. So she's a little fast fishy in there. And in the 20-week ultrasound, the anatomy scan, she was kicking my bladder, and the nurse has like, oh, you know, she's like, do you feel that? I'm like, no. And she's like, well, you're going too soon. And my goodness, you guys, I feel like I feel it. Like, she's always just like kicking me and just rolling, and it's just such a strange feeling. It's nice. It's really nice, because me and Raymond have decided that this is, I believe, our last pregnancy. Don't hold me to that like 1000%, but I'm pretty sure, we're both pretty sure that this is it. We're over after this. It's just been very difficult. It's difficult. One thing that is very nice is that every pregnancy is different, and with Vlad, he barely moved. Klaus moved, but mostly when I was asleep, and then she is just moving all the time. So it's nice to have a pregnancy where, like, it was all each little thing, you know, like, what do you want? A baby that doesn't move? Here's this one. It's like, you want a baby that moves only a little bit? Here's that one. It's like, you want a baby that never stops moving? There's this one. It has me a little bit afraid. Hopefully she's a little bit more chill when she comes out, because I don't know how I'm gonna be with a wild child, but, you know, I mean, she's got her brothers. So yeah, one of the downsides about this pregnancy and all of my pregnancies is that it makes me a very anxious person. I don't feel like I've been this filled with anxiety with the other 2. I feel like I'd have bouts of it, but I feel like in this one, it's something that I can't shake. And it's just a very intense, like, just anxiety. And it's funny because, like, you would think, you hear anxiety, you're like, oh, well, you know, it's probably caused because of all of these things that are happening in our world that are really big, severe things. But honestly, like, if that was my only trigger, then I think I'd feel a little bit better, because I'm like, oh, well, you know, this is stressful. Of course I'm gonna be stressed out. Of course I'm gonna get anxiety because of this super, super stressful thing. And it's not, unfortunately. Like, the smallest of things can just trigger it, and it's not the same trigger each time. So that's been lots of fun to deal with. But I know I have mentioned her name once before, but this is her full name now. Her name is Wilhelmina Amorosa. So that's exciting. We came up with that name trying to stay in the realm of the other children's names. It's funny because our girl names never match the little weird theme that we have going on for the boys, but all of the girl names that we liked didn't match the boy names. It's like, you know, we have Vladimir and we have Niklaus, and like, how was I gonna have a baby by the name of Bonnie? Or how was I gonna have a baby by the name of like James? You know, it just didn't mesh well. So we're really excited that we finally came like to terms with that name. And it's another thing that's really funny is that she's a girl, and I literally had no boy names picked. I had 2 names that I liked but wasn't completely sold on it, and I remember at one point I was just like, oh my god, please let it be a girl, because I feel like I'm more sold on the girl names than I am the boy names. And I'm like, and if it's another boy, then I'll be forced to choose between one of these names that I really don't love. But here is the belly next. Here we are at 23 weeks. You have to excuse me and my little choice of outfit. I was cold, but here she is off to the side. And yeah, just kicking up a storm, like I said. Thank you guys so much for watching this little bump date. I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to do these weekly. I feel like they're kind of redundant. Maybe not though. Maybe she'll surprise me. Maybe this upcoming week she'll learn how to breathe fire. I don't know. But I just hope you guys, you know, just stay safe, enjoyed this. And also I wanted to give just not a few words of advice, but I just want to say something. It's just that if you happen to be watching this and you're pregnant for the very first time, I want to say first and foremost, congratulations. And also from the bottom of my heart, I'm very, very sorry that this is how you are experiencing your first pregnancy. I want you to know that this is not how it's supposed to go at all. Everything from doctor's appointments to not being able to be with your family and just everything. I'm just very, very sorry. And hopefully things get better where you can be surrounded by your loved ones. And then even if this isn't your first pregnancy and you may be watching this and you are pregnant and have discovered that, like me, due to everything going on in the world, you haven't really been taking time to revel in this pregnancy or celebrate it in a similar fashion that you did your others, that's okay. And I just want you to be kind to yourself, because life in and of itself is already so difficult already, and just with everything going on in our world, it just makes it even that much more difficult. So just, you know, just take time for yourself to just breathe, relax, and just be happy, because at the end of the day, this will all be so worth it and just be all a memory. And just like I said, be kind to yourself. And even if you're not pregnant, you should continue to be kind to yourself, because it's rough out there. You know, the world's already beating us up enough as it is. You don't need to beat yourself up as well. But like I said, we will see you later, and take care. Bye.